Hello ladies and mental gen, and welcome to the first replay cast of 9.17.1. Playing the new badass E50M in HD. Didn't really get changed much, the E50M. It did get buffed in the lower plate. Instead of 100 armor you get 120, which gives you around 220 effective lower plate armor frontally, so that's pretty good against tier 8s and stuff like that. Also, the old golden mantle is back, which looks badass. The only grind I have with this is that silly looking thing around the cupola that makes it look a bit derpy, but other than that, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. Playing Malinovka, 5 tier 10s per team, gets spotted right away here, so we know that there's some kind of a light tank in those bushes, or something like a batchet, whatever. Doesn't really matter, they actually don't have a batchet, so it's probably not a batchet then. What also got changed is that E50M finally gets 8 degrees of gun depression to the front of it, not only to the sides. It used to be only to the sides, so yeah, that's the difference here. So I do get spotted by the pattern. I did peek quite recklessly there, so that makes sense. Can't really complain about that. And T54 slams heat into my lower plate. Actually, now the T54 gun actually needs heat to pan the lower plate. You can still pan the turret face from close range with the tank like a T54, but you don't really have a lot of options if you don't want to shoot heat. So now the pattern is running away. This is really good for me to spot him there. We can shoot him, our team can shoot the IS-7, there's a Prius as well. And the funny part is we actually retain the double bush there, so that works out perfectly for me. And we're racking up some nice spotting damage as well. Gonna shoot the Prius over the IS-7 just because it's way easier to pen than the IS-7 would be. There's an ISU here now as well. I go for an easy Prius shot once again though. The IS-7 gets picked up by the Akpanzer, so everything works out perfectly for me. And the ISU is peeking again, so I will probably be able to shoot him again. And that is exactly what happened. So far this game is going well for me. If I hit that blind shot, we're around 2k damage and 1200 spotting, which is not bad for a start on Malinovka. We did miss that shot because fuck you, but we might get another chance, and we do. ISU fires, and we might actually try to go aggressive now, as I don't really think they have a lot camping in the base. They might still have that, whoever that was spotting me earlier, but the rush on the base is not that bad of an idea, because realistically on the lead, the ISU can hurt me, or whoever is or is not sitting into that bush that I thought was spotting early on. It could have been the pattern with a good spawn as well, I suppose, so maybe there's actually nobody there. And now pushing up, we might have to take out the ISU, and that is exactly what we'll need to do in order not to take a lot of damage into our face. So things work out and nobody from the right actually shoots at me. Left, however, is a different story, and there's a lava here, and I don't get, even with that 8 degrees of gun depression, I don't get the shot, so that's pretty sad. I'm gonna sit here, try to track him so my team can shoot him, and yeah, lows with the gun depression. I mean, the E50 still has the weakness where everything just goes through its turret front like cheese. I'm gonna go for damage here instead of tracking him, because I just didn't see anybody in my team really doing any damage to him, so I don't really want to make, I want to finish this guy off as quickly as possible. Now when that's done, we're going to peek up here to try to shoot the E4 or the 54. A bit reckless, I should have gotten unspotted. It wouldn't really make much of a difference because I was peeking right in the open, and now we're just going to chill. We are close to a one shot for a lot of things, so we're just going to waste some time and do nothing, because we are attracting too much attention, and in this space we're gonna die within our next week, so we need to just relax and take it easy for a while. Well, we have this pause here a bit. Let me share with you my opinion on 9.17.1 so far. So the mouse is broken, the Type 5 is broken. The German changes are generally for the better. The gorilla is definitely in a much better place. Well, it's in a worse place, but in just generally better for the game. And generally the patch wasn't too bad if there wasn't for the mouse and the Type 5. Those tanks are just abysmally overbuffed, especially the mouse with the armor and the gun changes. I could see them, keep the gun changes but get rid of the freaking armor changes, or do it the other way around, whichever one pleases you. And as for Type 5, I mean, that HE gun is just fucking idiotic. So yeah, Killed the E4, now I'm gonna move on to this D54, who's actually still mad at me and still spamming heat just like he was before, so he might actually want to chill here once again. Already on the 4.4k damage and 3.5k spotting, so don't really want to die if I don't have to. But we could get some shots on this mouse, taking some risks here because the D54 could spot me. And there's a fucking Emil still in the middle of the open, which is rather weird. So we're gonna shoot that instead of anyone else. And since he's falling back and not really peeking, maybe I can actually get my shots on this, get my hands on this mouse. It's a really shitty angle to shoot at, and since they buffed the side, the only thing I can really pen at this kind of angle is rather flat side armor and the top part of it. You cannot no longer pen and track the mouse in the same shot, which is probably the biggest bullshit out of all of it, because realistically the weaknesses of heavy tanks like this is that you can track them and circle them and outplay them that way, but with a mouse it's no longer an option, because any shot that is not aimed into the center part of the side is now gonna have to have over 300 pen to pen a flat side of a mouse from point blank. These shots, obviously, there's rather low chance that these will pen, but I have nothing better to do, so I might as well shoot this mouse, which is exactly what I'm doing. And you can see that accuracy working out greatly for me here. But you know, this tank has trashed their DPM because of this great accuracy that is clearly working as intended. Anyways, we get another shot into the mouse, and now he's turning to face our way, so we're probably gonna just stop shooting him, because that's just quite the waste of time. The mill isn't quite peaking, and we could pick up the T54 for all this heat spamming sins, but somebody else is probably gonna get there before me, and that is exactly what happens. Well, anyways, we're moving up. We might still get some shots on that mouse. It's gonna be a terrible angle though. Actually, not that bad. The mouse is showing his side, so he should be actually fine. I'm only on 87 hit points, so I'm prone to being picked up by the mill or the mouse as well if I get spotted, so that's rather unfortunate. But the defender, well, the defender gets rammed to death by the mouse, which is not really how you want to do things. The mill gets picked up as well, and now the mouse is probably aiming at me, and I'm being a bit reckless here. Could have easily died there, but I don't, so it's kind of fine still. The Artie dies, and we might actually be able to get in cover with the new mouse reload. Who knows though? My shot goes nowhere, and the mouse actually is able to pick me up here. So a pretty sad ending, but overall a pretty decent game. Alright, so here's the end plate. Ace Tanker, 3,846 experience, but that's with that 100% consumable. High caliber, did 7,116 damage, assisted for 3.5k. Got 3 kills and got 1,282 base XP. Could have been better if I didn't die there at the end, but you know, who cares really. Also made 43k credits, so you know, great premium tank here as always. Also, what are your thoughts on the new patch, guys? How are you liking 9.17.1 so far? Share in the comments, and I'll hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.